Hey, Fedora. I know it's been a long time, huh? Hey, Janelle. I missed y'all too. Everything is great, y'all. Everything is great. Um, it's been a lot that's been happening, and I don't know if y'all can tell, but I moved, and I have a lot to tell y'all, and maybe I'll do that like on a separate live or like a separate video. I'll just, just talk about everything. I've been going through a lot of transition in my life lately. And I just haven't, I don't know, I haven't really like had the inclination to do lives. But now I think I'm ready to get back to it. And I want to get back to doing lives. I want to get back to doing my reviews and talking about everything. But hey, Yoli Poly, congrats on your move. Thank you so much. Oh, also, but one thing I can tell y'all now, I am I'm a loctician now. So I've been working at a shop for about, I'm gonna say, going on like 3 or 4 months now. As y'all can tell, I have locks. I started my lock journey last year, towards the end of last year, around September. And so now I'm doing locks, and I've been, really busy doing that, kind of working on that. And that's kind of taking up a lot of my time too. And yeah. So and if you're in the Huntsville area, make sure y'all come to the lock shop. Come see me. Y'all can book me online. And yeah. Congrats on your move by People Ring. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Married at First Sight because y'all know this season was crazy. This season has been, I don't even know what to say. Like, we've already said the show has jumped the shark a long time ago. So I'm just sitting up here like watching this, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, especially with how the cheating scandal went down. I think the show handled it, I guess, in the best way that they could. But I feel like there should have been like some serious repercussions. I feel like there should have been the edit that David and Madison got, especially showing us them going out on dates, showing like, we don't want to see it. Like, I don't know, is it just me? I don't want to see David and Madison going out on dates. Like, I don't care anything about that, especially after everything they did. Like, I don't know. I personally, I feel like they should have shut all that down. They should have took a hard stance against it. I'm not saying, break them up. I'm not saying, but the way that we're just so happy for you during this reunion. No, but we're going to get more into that later. I didn't take any notes while watching the show because I haven't really been like glued to the television watching it. I didn't really take notes this season. I just was watching in my spare time. I had it playing in the background. So if there's anything I'm missing, y'all, I know y'all probably know a lot of the behind the scenes of what's going on, what's been going on. Now, I did hear some things about Juan. I'm gonna talk about the things I heard about Juan. But other than that, I haven't really been keeping up with like everything that's been going on. Y'all know things be going down on social media, and I probably have missed those. So y'all could tell me about those. Let's see. Let's just start with, let's get Camille. Oh, not them. I'm trying to talk. Hold on. remove them. I want to talk about Camille and Thomas. So, okay. I'm happy for Camille and Thomas, first of all. Let me just say that because I don't want to make it seem like I'm happy for them. I hope it works out for them in the long run. Um I do feel like they brushed past these not derogatory, what's the word I'm looking for, these insulting comments about him not being black enough for her. Thomas took that very well, but I feel like her feet could have really been held to the fire a lot longer for the things that she has said about him. I get it, they're the only couple that made it, so they kind of let them slide at the reunion. I also wanted to know, has Thomas been stepping up when it comes to decision making? Because that's something that Camille really wanted from him. And he just seemed to drag his feet a lot. And that seemed to be like a common theme between them two, that, you know, she wants a man that will lead, and Thomas is kind of like very lackadaisical in certain aspects. He's a good man. I truly think that Thomas has healed from whatever he's done in the past. And y'all, please ignore all the crap in the background. I moved and I haven't put everything away yet. Maybe this will force me to go ahead and get my room set up. This is my filming room. But I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to work out with them. They seem happy. I believe them when they say that they're happy. They say within the next couple of years they want to introduce a child. I just hope that they're solid whenever they do introduce a child. I just hate when, and maybe Thomas doesn't care, but Camille just constantly jabs at him any chance she gets. And I don't know, it's just little things she says here or there still to this day. This man has done everything to please you. He's placed you up on a pedestal. He doesn't criticize you in any way. There are things that he could say. I mean, when he let us know that he was pleasing you and you weren't pleasing him in return, like there's a lot of things that he could say to criticize you, but he doesn't. So I don't know. I just want her to stop. I want her to stop that. Like, because he seems like such a sweet guy. And he started wearing his studs in his ear. You could tell he went to a new barber. He's wearing Jordans. Okay, he joined a basketball league trying to keep up with you with basketball. This is a good man. Camille is still not pleasing him. I really hope that's not the case, Camille. Because I feel like it was a BS excuse in the first place why you weren't. But other than that, they do seem like they seem like they have the potential to work out. I just want Camille to reciprocate a little bit more. He said it. Oh my goodness, I must have missed that part. Oh my goodness. Camille, I'm sorry, you need to be doing a little bit better than that. And if I was him, I would go on strike. Like, this is not going to be one-sided, ma'am. We are married. Anyway, and for those who are talking about the ring, yes, I have a ring. We have a lot to catch up on later. Let's move on to, let's talk about these two. Now, I've been seeing a lot of drama online with Juan. I've been seeing a lot of drama online with her family. I just think that I don't think that Carla is completely innocent in this situation. I do think Carla came into the situation wanting to be taken care of, I know that she, which honestly, y'all, it's not all the way wrong. If that's something she wanted, maybe she should have told the experts and they could have matched her up with someone that could do that, right? Um, and I've had my criticisms of Carla, but I just don't think that Juan truly came into this experience to be married, to actually put in the effort of a married person. I really don't. I think he wanted to promote his business. I think that, like, why do you wait until right before decision day to tell her, oh, I don't like the fact that you do tarot cards or you're trying to put tarot cards on me? You waited till the end of the season to say that. And then she was like, well, we only did that one time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now, if that's just not your thing, that's not something you believe in, fine. But I feel like Juan was using that as an excuse. He never really truly gave a full effort on the honeymoon, talking about, yeah, I forgot you were even here. Like, he to me, ever since that day when he said that, I never believed he was truly invested in this marriage. Um, and I do think it was unfair to Carla to sign up for a show like this and not actually try and pretend like you're trying, going through the motions as if you're trying, and play up that role of, oh yeah, we're gonna be positive, we're gonna be friends after this, when you just use me. You use me to get through this. It just so happens that Carla was a good sport about it, but you kind of did her dirty, if you ask me. And I know he's been very defensive online about that. He's been quick to respond to YouTubers. I know there was a Reddit post or something like that where he was asking people to vote for him for like this Forbes list thing, and he got called out by YouTubers, which I love the YouTube. What are those YouTubers' names? I watch them. Oh, this is gonna bother me. Hold on. I like them. They called him out. And I feel like they had valid criticism of him. I don't think they were trying to do it for clout or anything. It Takes Two. It's a husband and wife that review Married at First Sight and like all the reality shows. I love them. But they called him out and with some valid critiques, and he got in his feelings. He got online, left this long paragraph trying to explain everything. And at the end of the day, Juan, from what you wrote, you did not take this thing seriously. You looked at it as an experiment and not as a true marriage. You didn't take this process seriously. You didn't take Carla seriously, and you really didn't even really give her a chance to change. Oh, y'all, please ignore that in the background. Carla checked out since the honeymoon once she finds out who Juan was. Exactly. Juan never wanted to be married. He was there for the exposure. That's exactly how I feel. And hey, Lexus. Yeah, like I don't trust Juan. I never really did. He doesn't give genuine, like, even with the whole situation with David and Allan, and he was just basically telling Allan he just needs to be positive. Shut up. Like, there's so many times during this reunion where I just wanted Juan to just shut up. Nobody is going to be happy and want to attend a wedding of a man that I thought was my friend, and now he's been talking to my wife behind my back. I'm not ever going to be real friends with him ever. But here comes Juan. Yeah, you could be the bigger person. Shut up. Why? Because a big part of me feels like, Juan, you would not react that way if that happened to you. If you actually had feelings for Carla and she ended up with David, you would not. So why are you trying to tell him to be positive about a situation like that? The same thing he tried to do to M whenever Ikechi was going off on her and calling her all out of her name, calling her an a-hole, and acting a fool in front of everybody, but was trying to tell M she need to calm down. Shut up. and it's just him inserting himself in other people's business, trying to. I could see if he was trying to mediate and he was trying to calm the situation down and tell people to breathe or whatever, you can have your feelings, but to tell people to ignore their feelings in a moment where they should be upset is manipulative to me. Don't tell me to calm down and be nice and be the bigger person, because I might turn around and snap on you next. Don't tell me how to feel in a situation. You couldn't fake your feelings for Carla. So don't tell me to fake my feelings in a situation where somebody's doing me wrong. Like, anyway, yeah, Juan is goofy, very goofy, extreme toxic positivity. Exactly. I don't believe his the same type of woo woo and everything's gonna turn out great. You have that same thing as Carla when it comes to that. And I just immediately tune Juan out anytime he opens his mouth, because he doesn't offer anything to the conversation. I feel like he says a lot of things just to be seen, like the fact that he brought up the fact that one of Michelle's friends reached out to him through DM and was trying to holler at him, and shut up, please. Okay. Now let's move on to let's move on to ankles. Now we're gonna talk about Ikechi first, because I don't care that Ikechi was on his best behavior at the reunion. I don't care that he probably has a publicist. He probably has an Olivia Pope that he's hired to revamp his image, because he did everything he could to try to tear MM down this season, to try to make her seem like she was some sort of predator and ruin her reputation, and have an attitude not only with MM, with every time he walked in the room, he sucked the whole life out of the room. People couldn't hardly breathe when Ikechi walked in. Everybody was walking on eggshells when Ikechi walked in the room. It was not just MM. He would have an attitude with any and everybody. Any and everybody could get it. He would be passive aggressive with everybody. He went out of his way to try to embarrass her on several occasions, coming in with a divorce paper, one of 4, and we only seen one. That's why I did not have a problem with MM going off on him and saying she wished him to work. Okay, MM, that ain't even I feel like MM didn't even give him half of what he deserved. We're gonna get to MM. We're gonna get to her. But Ikechi didn't deserve any grace in this situation. They let him get away with murder at this reunion. And maybe it's because he came with his tail tucked between his legs and he wasn't willing to argue his point. He wasn't willing to back up anything he said, which he does that. He does that on every after party. As soon as anybody tries to hold his feet to the fire, he's quick to be dismissive. Okay, passive aggressive with Keisha Knight Pulliam. Like he's been disgusting this entire time. This man strictly came on this show for clout. How you gonna sign up twice for Married at First Sight? The first time you didn't get it. The second time you moved locations so that you could be on this show. Get on the show, treat your wife like crap, and then when you get to the reunion, this is my time to be selfish. When have you not been selfish? Oh, this is my time to not have to answer phone calls. When have you ever answered phone calls or text messages? You've been acting single pretty much since y'all got from the honeymoon. And they really didn't hold his feet to the fire to him initiating intimacy, putting her hand below the belt. You initiated that. And then when she feels like she has the green light, you want to make it seem like she is the one preying upon you. And I don't know, I feel like they didn't hammer that home enough for me. Kevin, I have a love-hate relationship with Kevin Frazier because I feel like when he's not playing favorites, he's a good host. When he is, when he doesn't necessarily like the person, he doesn't mind going in, asking follow-up questions, you know what I'm saying? But I just can't stand it when he actually tries to have a friendly relationship with them. He lets people get away with everything, and it's annoying. Anyway, did I say everything I had to say about ankles? Y'all know during the season, women that dated him exposed him for being a narcissist and stuff like that. So I just don't think that, I think anybody that would have gotten matched with him, he would have had an issue, right? With that being said, this hurts me, y'all, because I've been defending MM all season. I think we all felt for her. But we, at the same time, we should have seen MM had some sort of lack of self-esteem because she kept giving this man chance after chance after he gave her butt to kiss, after he gave her his butt to kiss every single time. So a broken clock is right twice a day. So this is no credit to Ikechi. But when Ikechi said that it literally could have been anybody, it could have been insert man here for her husband, he was not wrong. I hate to admit that. He was not wrong. And ma'am, what are you doing? What are you doing? This man that you knew from elementary school, what'd she say, fifth grade? Fifth grade? They've known each other fifth grade. You haven't seen him since then. He pops back in your life. A man that is married. Now, she tries to make him being divorced, still married, and her being still married, the same thing. It is not. MM, you were not in a real marriage. You were not in a real, anybody that watched this show can tell you that. This man was married for how long? Wasn't it like 10 years? He has kids with this woman. Staying on his sister's couch. Or his aunt, whichever one. He's staying on somebody's couch. And she's trying to, I believe they had been seeing each other. Probably. But still, for you to go from dealing with this situation with Ikechi, which you really, are we really going to count that? I'm not mad at her. She wanted to quickly pick up dating because y'all remember, what's her name from a couple of seasons ago? She was married to, what was her name? Was her name Jessica? Black girl from a couple of seasons ago, and she was married to a guy that was never interested in her, never really gave her a chance because of her teeth. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? Oh, that's gonna bother me. I have to find her. Mavs. I want to say that was season Jasmine. Jasmine got into a relationship very quickly after her marriage with old boy. I forgot his name. But I didn't see anything wrong with her getting into a relationship right after, because what that was that she was in with him was not a real Jasmine and Eris. Thank you. Eris never gave her a chance, even though she was fully invested. He was not. Kind of a similar situation with M and Ikechi. He just wasn't as dirty as Ikechi was, but she got in a relationship immediately after. She just now got engaged, I want to say a few months ago, after that aired. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it's at least like a year and some change after that aired. And I don't see anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just enough time to actually date somebody, get to know them, get married. I think she knew him beforehand anyway. So I feel like that's enough time. And man, for you to accept an engagement from a man without a ring, a man that said he had no light in his life till he met you, and he has children. No, you don't have any light. You don't have no light from your children, from your kids. Proposed with no ring, and MM accepted that. MM, you are very successful. You have a nice luxury apartment that I'm sure his eyes lit up when he saw that. Doesn't she have her own practice? That man, anybody with two eyes can see that man is using you. How do you not see that? That's why you have to take time between relationships and heartbreaks to heal. You have to take time to get to know you and what you deserve and what you like. And just because a man say he love you, you don't just jump right into no marriage in 12 days and you didn't meet his kid. You didn't even meet his kids. You don't know nothing about him, really. That's somebody you knew in 5th grade. Like, I could see if y'all kept in touch over the years. 5th grade, girl, I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago, let alone from 5th grade. You literally just know my name if you knew me in 5th grade. You just know, that's the only thing you know about me now, 20 years later. Why was Brandon on the show? That's a good question, Marie. Why was he there? And he was so clownish. He came in trying to shake Ikechi's hand, and I don't even like Ikechi, but I wouldn't want to shake his hand either. Who are you? You too hyped to be on camera and too hyped to be all in my. Oh, I knew it. I won the bet. I knew he wasn't gonna shake my hand. What? And then when he sat down with him, and he was like, "Yeah, he didn't realize what he had. Look at the rooms that Mem got me at." Meaning you're just happy to be on TV. You see dollar signs, you see clout from being with them. That's what you see. I would have loved for them to just sit down and really ask him, so what do you love about MM? I want you, and not just the superficial things. Tell me something about her as a person that you love. And let's go down the line. Tell me. Do the same thing that y'all gave Ikechi. What are 3 things that you love about her? Real things. Because I doubt he could really give you anything. He's a love bomber. He looks like a homosexual at this point. And he's a clout chaser. Then gonna ask Pastor Cal to y'all, this was so embarrassing. This man, you already proposed without a ring, which is about as cheap as it can get. You're gonna ask Pastor Cal on the spot to marry y'all. I don't want to leave up out of here without getting married. That is not how that works. First of all, if you're gonna ask a pastor to marry you, you have to get premarital counseling. How do I know? Because my grandmother used to marry couples, and she always did premarital counseling before marrying them. Second of all, even if y'all were going to do a stunt like getting married at the reunion, that's something that you have to ask the producers. That's something that has to be set up beforehand. That's not something you just bring on somebody on the spot. I'm not about to marry anybody and I don't even know y'all as a couple. The experts are only going along with this because what else can they say at this point? That he doesn't know you. And Pastor Cal was like, oh yeah, we could talk about it. Pastor Cal don't want nothing to do with this. This is a clown show. It's bad enough he had a whole season where only one couple made it. Pastor Cal don't want nothing to do with that. I had secondhand embarrassment, almost changed the channel. I was so cringed out. Can we ask if Brandon is divorced? Good question. Is Brandon even divorced? If you were so ready to get married, why haven't you done it in the year since the show went off? I am glad that they're not married yet, though. Shout out to M for at least waiting. Probably because she has to wait. I don't know if that man is divorced from his wife yet, but at least she hasn't married this man yet. And I really hope that watching this on TV, watching this back, maybe she could see the error of her ways before she gets to the point where she actually does marry him. And even if she does make the huge mistake of marrying this man, hopefully she makes him sign a prenup, because this man is here for your money, honey. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. Carla was ready to call this man out. I feel like the only reason why no one's saying anything now is because what can you do? That's a grown woman. That's a grown woman. She'd have made her decision. I see. And you know what, y'all? They're married now. Child, it's over with. No marriage license. None. Exactly. Came on the show, didn't even have a marriage license. Talking about he want to get married. I wonder if he thought they would get a spinoff. Nobody wants to see that. Absolutely not. I thought you were going to say, how do I know? Because my fiance and I are doing. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a stunt. I thought that they had already set up the fact that Pastor Cal was going to marry them. But the fact that Pastor Cal looked shocked too, and I'm sure everybody behind the scenes was like, what? Like, sir, you're not finna get a free wedding off this reunion. Who are you? Who are you? You are not about to turn this into a wedding special. That's not even how that works. You're supposed to set that up a long time in advance. And I hate it. I hate it for MM. MM, you deserve better. I wish you could see that. I wish you could see that you deserve better. And that you didn't deserve Ikechi and all that he did. It's kind of like she was saying, because she didn't get what she wanted from Ikechi, because this man is saying everything she wants to hear, then it's supposed to be real. And that bothers me. I hate it for her. I hate it for her. I no. Absolutely not. It's bad enough that you're in a situation, but he has kids that he's involving in this. It just does not seem like this is going to turn out well. But this is something I'm going to say to our 30-something sisters who want to start a family. You know, sometimes you feel like your biological clock is ticking. I feel like it's something that maybe is not innate in every woman, but some women genuinely have that biological longing for a child, for a family. And obviously it's pushed upon us since we're little kids. And a lot of women these days just do not have the options. The dating pool sucks. The men suck. They're not good partners. They're not good husbands. They're not willing to be monogamous. They, expect so much from women. And I feel like a lot of times women, as they get older, they want to settle because they just want to go ahead and settle down and have a family. But it's not worth losing your dignity. You don't want your child to have a father like this. Because imagine his current wife or his ex-wife and how embarrassed she is to have this man acting like this on TV. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Ikechi's ankles in this picture, looking like he goes to thick angled Church of God. Oh my God. Mm, mm. Oh, Fedora, you were talking about me. Well, yeah, we'll talk later, y'all. She could have frozen her eggs rather than be embarrassed. I totally agree. Especially someone like her who can afford it. Like, please, I'd rather you freeze your eggs. I'd rather you go that route than to have a no good baby daddy. Because trust me, your child will suffer for it. Your child will suffer for it. But seems like she made her choice. Oh, also, I almost forgot. I am so sorry to hear that she had a miscarriage. That's very serious. I can't imagine what she's going through. I felt so bad. Um, I hate the fact that, a tragic situation like that probably bonded her with him even further. So I'm sure, like, because she lost a child, unfortunately, that she's gonna move on. I mean, or want to stay with him and try to start a family to make up for it. I just hate it. I hate it. Fedora, you are crazy. Okay, so let's move on. First, I'm going to talk about these couples. I'm going to talk about individually, these people individually, and then we'll get to. He did kind of spill the beans on that, Kimberly. He did kind of expose that. It didn't seem like that was something that Eminem was ready to talk about. But you're right. Like the way he said it kind of implied that she lost the baby. And when she was asked about it, it seemed like she was uncomfortable and like she didn't really want to talk about it, but he was kind of using it as a talking point. And I'm like, yeah, he doesn't care about her because your man is going to want to protect you and want to protect your feelings, and he knows how you feel about that, and he wouldn't use that as fodder. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't use that as like, oh, we're gonna make whatever he said. He wouldn't have done that to her. He would have protected her a little bit better than that. Y'all know how I feel about him. So let's talk about Allan. I do feel bad for Allan. He's like the only person that I truly feel was done wrong in this situation. He's the victim of all this. I feel like he's the only one that truly had his feelings 100% invested and was hurt. Um, and even today, he's putting on a good front of pretending like everything's okay. It's a year later. I'm all good. I ain't even worried about that anymore. He's still hurt. You could still tell he's a very sensitive man. He wears his heart on his sleeve and he's hurt. He's hurt. I also feel like he is someone who probably kind of moved on a little bit too fast, trying to hurry up and get over the pain and being backstabbed by Madison and David. He moved on fast and started doing all these kinky things with women and hooked back up with someone that he went on a date with right before he was matched on Married at First Sight, which I thought was weird. Like I know people still date and live their life before being chosen. They don't know if they're going to be chosen for the show, but for him to actually seek out a matchmaker and go on a date right before he was chosen, I'm like, but he did invest himself fully in the process. So it is what it is. It's just kind of like he did that girl dirty only to run back to her, afterwards. But I'm not mad that he's dating. I just want him to heal. Like, you need to go heal. The fact that you showed that you had low self-esteem during this process as well. Like you put up with a lot of critique from Madison. knowing, you knew in the back of your mind that this girl didn't want you, but you still were doing everything you could to try, it's kind of like he was the nerd and she was the popular girl, and he would do whatever he could to please her. And Dr. P was like, well, at least you only changed physical things about yourself, you didn't really change who you were. Yeah, but I think it was showing a lot of low self-esteem. He didn't really call her out the way he could have, especially with the staying out late. And then when they would get in front of the experts, he would back down. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, I don't think I was out 3 or 4 times a week. Oh, well, maybe you weren't. She was out 3 or 4 times a week because you was on that couch waiting for her to get home. You know it. This girl was gone most of the time. The first night when y'all got home, after you lost your friend, you was grieving, she left you there by yourself. And she's pretty much been gone every other night since. All night long. Come to find out, with your friend. Allan had every right to snap on them. He had every right to go off, even if he still wanted to go off at this reunion. I just hate the fact that everybody is trying to make him seem like he needs to be the bigger person and feel like he can't express himself, or he needs to be over it because everybody else is accepting it. Juan is hanging out with them, going to pick out promise rings at their big age of mid to late 30s. Everybody's cool with it. We got Camille up here defending David. Oh yeah, David's not a mama's boy. Yeah, he's a good man. Camille, shut up. Shut up. Because is that what you were talking about when you said you wanted Thomas to act more black? Is that what you wanted? What is up with these women? I don't get it. Like, you're sitting up here, Madison. Allan has a good job. He knew how to remodel his own kitchen. Y'all saw the type of car he was driving. That man dropped what did he say? He dropped a stack on a new wardrobe, or 4 stacks on a new wardrobe. That kind of disposable income. And then you're talking about, oh, you like preppy, clean cut men. And look who you ended up with, that slob. That reunion, yeah, it was. You can't cover up your hurt with a new relationship. Exactly. Cute Toto sitting at home, waiting for you, just staring at these walls. Okay, he would be up all night waiting on Madison to come home. And she'll be trying to tiptoe in the house like a teenager. And he would be scared to call her out. And then had the nerve to go off on him when he said that she seems like she was transactional when it came to intimacy. He wasn't wrong. You are a bimbo. Sneaking around and you're married. All times of the night. She did not care about how he felt at all. At all. So I don't know. I want Thomas to be honest with himself. He has some self-esteem issues too. I see a lot of similarities between him and M. And he just needs to slow down. They always say the easiest way to get over someone is to, date someone else. That's not true. That's not true healing. You're not really getting over somebody. You're just bringing those same insecurities. The same insecurities you have in this relationship with her cheating on you, you're going to bring that into your next relationship because he's been cheated on before. Remember, he said he was cheated on before. So you're just going to bring those same trust issues into your next relationship, or you're going to choose somebody and give them way more trust than they deserve. They haven't earned it. You're not going to make them earn the trust. And you're going to be right back here in this situation because you're not going to learn anything. Allan should have listened to his intuition and dream, because he sure did have those dreams. God was giving you those dreams, buddy. I feel like Allan, he probably didn't know it was David, but he had a clue. He was in so much denial, and he just wanted to work. to work so bad with Madison. He was willing to do anything. And she was giving him false hope the entire time. That woman on the retreat, right before, the day before, they got exposed for cheating together. She still was giving this man false hope. She still was telling him, well, maybe, knowing you and David were sneaking around. That's why I don't have, we're going to get to it. That's why I cannot stand either one of them. Both of them are extremely deceptive. And that's why I don't even care if they do make it to marriage and they do make it together. They'll never fully trust each other. Them laughing and defending David and Madison saying they were so great. Yeah, y'all, that was getting on my last nerve. Even with the experts, like, yeah, y'all look happy. He knew. She said he doesn't hug me like she hugged David. Do you think Camille and Thomas will work long term? I think she wants someone more toxic. I want her to stop. I said it in the beginning. I want her to stop poking at him. He puts her on a pedestal and treats her like a queen. She needs to treat him like a king because he is a catch. He is. He has a good job. Okay, he's willing to do all this stuff for you. He got his little diamond studs in. He got the new haircut. He got the Jordans. He was looking clean. Okay. He wanted to do all that for you. And you can't even return a little intimacy, a little intimate moment with him. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Michelle, thank you for playing Inspector Gadget. Thank you for hunting down the cheaters and keeping your foot on their neck. We appreciate that. Okay. We like that part of you. That's it. Because everything else, you were nasty. You was rude. You never gave this man a chance. And you want to sit up here and saying, well, maybe I felt it in my body that he was cheating. Girl, you didn't have any inclination until he sent you that text message. And he started telling all these stupid, dumb, immature lies that didn't make any sense. David pretty much exposed himself. And a part of me feels like there was some production interference that helped her figure out it was Madison. I don't even know if I believe she figured out it was Madison. I feel like Madison would have been miserable to any man she would have been matched up with. They could have found the perfect light-skinned man with plenty of money, and she still would have found any little way to pick him apart because she's miserable. She's miserable. And it just feels like she's stuck in her ways. She's someone else who got a lot of backlash during the season and came to the reunion on her Olivia Pope, trying to rebrand and trying to, answer the questions the way she feels they need to be answered. You never gave this man a chance. You were never fully invested. So he did her dirty. Technically, he did her dirty because he was pretending like he was putting in effort, but he was secretly, being with Madison behind her back. But should he have broken up with her? Yeah, he should have done that first. But you never cared. You didn't. From day one, you didn't give this man a chance. On the honeymoon, you had him sleeping outside. You had him sleeping outside on pool furniture. When he tried to ask you about your personal life, about your family, why do you want to know that? You wouldn't give him the time of day. You were a jerk to him the entire time. Now, were you justified for it at the end of the day? I guess we could say that because he pretty much made it seem like he was feeling Madison from the first day he met her on that honeymoon, right? But you made it even easier by treating him like trash. Yeah, that's pretty much. I really don't have much else to say about Madison. I mean, Michelle. Um, I didn't really care too much about her, like, standing on her high horse. The only situation I could see her, standing on a more high ground was with Madison, because y'all weren't the best of friends, but Madison did lie to her face multiple times. So I could understand her having a gripe with Madison, because I tried to come to you and you lied to my face. And while I was venting to you about my husband, you were sitting up here canoodling with him behind my back. So I can see where she can have a problem with Madison. I'm not gonna lie, I could see that. And then Madison was just, what? You didn't want him anyway. You better be glad this ain't baddies. You better be glad this ain't Love and Hip Hop. You better be glad this ain't the Bad Girls Club, because you would have got knocked out. Somebody would have grabbed some hair and drug you with that flipping attitude. Because how you gonna have an attitude with me and you're messing around with my husband? What? So with that being said, let's move on to these two, because they are clowns to me, both of them. Clowns. Getting promise rings at their big age. Okay, let me tell y'all something. David, you're not beating the bum allegations. I don't care what anybody says. You went from living in your parents' basement to moving in to Madison's apartment. If you wanted to prove people wrong, if you wanted to let people know what type of time you're on, I don't care that you got an investment property. Y'all should have went and got an apartment together at the very least. At the very least. You still haven't proven that you can live on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this what you wanted, Madison? This is what you wanted the entire time, huh? Is this your type? Looking like they're dressed for senior prom, right? And whenever anybody questions them on anything, they're so elusive. Y'all, why can't y'all just go ahead and tell the truth? Both of y'all are liars. It's established. Both of y'all are liars. Why not come to the reunion where we're supposed to hash out everything and put everything out on the table? Why can't y'all just go ahead and tell us? We've been liking each other since the honeymoon, since that first time we worked out. Yeah, y'all said y'all started liking each other from working out, but which session? Because I feel like it was the very first one. I didn't feel right about it when y'all were on the treadmill together talking to each other. I thought that was wrong. It didn't feel right in the moment. And I feel like it grew from there. Y'all have been sneaking around with each other since y'all got back from the honeymoon. Why are y'all lying? They already got the security footage of y'all coming in at the same time. Y'all have already admitted that y'all been hanging out with your friends. When you told Allan that you were hanging out with your friends, David was there. You had David hanging out with Allan one-on-one to throw him off the scent. Trash. Letting Allan pour out his heart to David so David can use whatever he can to reel Madison in more. You don't send nobody a text message saying, "You look so good, I want to eat you up," unless something went down. I'm sorry. You too comfortable. You're very comfortable at that point. It wasn't even, "Oh, your lips look so good, I want to kiss you." It wasn't something a little bit more innocent. That was like straight. Y'all been y'all been went there. And then when y'all got caught, y'all, well, I guess, I like you, and trying to pretend, trying to replay y'all first moments on camera. Nobody believed it then. Y'all were bad actors then. You're bad actors now. You don't want to answer the question because you don't remember. You can't keep up with your lies. David, we know you a bad liar. He always gets super defensive anytime he starts lying. Well, you believe what you want to believe. You can believe what you want to believe. That's the same thing you said when you said you were talking about your cousin's food. And that don't even sound right. Oh, you look so good, I want to eat you up. But I was talking about some dumplings with your cousin. And cousin did not go along with it. I'm here for the cousin. The cousin was like, I'm not playing this game with you. You're not, don't involve me with that. Eat you up, not stop you up on a biscuit. Been doing things married people do. Been doing it. Been doing it. Been doing it. And still playing in everybody's face and trying to act like, oh no, it was innocent. No. Find somebody else to play with. Better yet, go play in traffic. I was really not here. I was really not here for them lying like that. Just tell the truth. Everybody already know y'all are trash. Everybody else in the cast completely accepts y'all for the trash y'all are at this point. What's the point of lying? Definitely tasted each other's taco. Dumplings is crazy work. Yeah, I don't know. They really made me mad because I feel like they got handled with kid gloves because at the end of the day, they're grown and nobody can like stop them from being together. But I just feel like the show needs to put a hard stance on how they don't condone this, because this is setting a very terrible precedent. This is setting a terrible precedent for the future couples that come on this show, as if the show has not already jumped the shark and gone downhill. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have taken a hard stance. Like, we do not condone this. Y'all should have ended y'all relationships first. Why are y'all showing scenes with them going out on dates? I don't want to see them going out on dates. Stop trying to soften us up to them. Stop trying to soft launch their relationship. I don't want to see it. This is not what this show is about. And a lot of people are like, well, okay, they weren't happy in their marriage. It's fine. But there's a way you go about it, y'all. There's a way that you go about it. Both are emotionally immature. I totally agree. I think Water seeks his own level, and she couldn't handle it with Allan because he's on a different level. And her and David, they on the same level. Immature. Because she feels like she's a victim. She always wants to come in and be indignant and act like somebody is doing something to her when anybody tries to hold her accountable. Even when she was talking to her dad was not holding her accountable. And I don't know if it's because her mom wasn't in her life and her dad felt the need to baby her, coddle her, and allow her to get away with certain things because her mom wasn't in her life. You know, I don't know, but clearly she's not used to being held accountable because she played the victim a lot. She really acted like somebody was doing it to her. Oh, when she walked into that apartment and David tore up that photo album. Boo-hoo. Be glad you're stuck. Be glad he didn't bleach your clothes, ma'am. Be glad he didn't pull a left eye and set everything on fire up in here. You did him dirty. You are in the wrong. And anytime anybody was trying to hold her accountable, here come David. David, shut up. You don't have to come in and defend her. That's a grown woman. She needs to answer for what she did to Allan. I'm not necessarily even mad for what he did to Michelle, but y'all do have to answer for what y'all did to Allan. Y'all did him dirty. And then y'all still want to sit up here and act like, oh, that's my dog. That's my friend. No, I'm not coming to your wedding. What do I look? What is it? What do you think this is? This is not Love Island. That's what I don't get about these people on this show. They treat this show like it's The Bachelor. They treat this show like it's Love Island. They treat it like it's one of those shows. Y'all got married. Y'all legally got married, and y'all don't take that seriously at all. Down to Juan wasn't taking it seriously. Ikechi wasn't taking it seriously. Who else? Y'all were not taking this seriously, and y'all were playing in people's faces, and then you want to come to the reunion and you don't want to be held accountable for any of it. David was just too smug for me sitting up there smiling. Yeah, they were doing too much laughing and joking for me. That's why I'm like, y'all did not hold their feet to the fire enough. They shouldn't have felt comfortable enough to be cheesing like this. They shouldn't even feel comfortable enough to be. We're so happy together. In front of Allan, talking about how much they care about each other in front of nobody had any sympathy for Allan. Madison was visibly angry at the reunion, like, exactly. Jessie Wu would light them up. She would be too real. He ripped and burned a photo album she didn't even care about. Yeah, you didn't even like him. You weren't even attracted to him after that wedding ceremony. As soon as he walked in them broccoli drawers, you was turned off. Stop. And then as soon as you met David, it was over. So why are you trying to act like you gave this man false hope the entire time? You lied to his face. You lied to his face over and over and over. He kept asking you, your feelings on the situation, and you lied to him. You kept lying the entire time. I know people didn't like Michelle and she was rude to David. I think she deserved to be upset about being lied to also. Okay. I just felt like she never gave him a chance. So it's not like she was just hurt by any of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was wrong for lying to her face, but does the show even take itself seriously? Ooh, that's a good question at this point, because I really do feel like the experts, out of everybody, they should have made it clear we do not condone this. We took out all this time. We picked out all these people. We went through this rigorous process to match y'all up together, only for y'all to be cheating on your spouses. Yeah, not only did you lie to your spouses, you lied to the experts. The experts asked y'all over and over what was wrong in the relationship. Y'all could have been spoken up. Y'all could have been spoken up with the experts. Look, it's not working out with my spouse. It's not working out with this spouse. We feel like we found a connection. Like, they could have done this in a better way. The fact that they had to get caught, and then all the stupid lie. David wasn't even just lying to the Michelle. He was lying to the experts, telling these stupid lies about him talking to his cousin. You owe both of y'all owe everybody an apology for that. Then y'all put everybody in it, made it awkward for everybody at the retreat. Couldn't nobody enjoy the retreat because y'all sitting up here lying and y'all secretly flirting with each other behind everybody's back. It was just nasty. They aren't even serious about each other. Y'all exchanging promise rings at this big age. Exactly. I'm talking about Madison mostly. I'd be pissed in combining someone I thought was my friend. I mean, David was doing the same thing to Allan. It's like they were using that information in order to do whatever sneakiness they were doing behind the scenes. These people, the Americans, literally make the biggest joke out of it for them to be legally married. The UK and Aussies aren't even legally married, and they take it more seriously. That's a shame. I remember the first couple of seasons, it was so good. I used to love Courtney and Jason, and I was distraught when I found out they had broken up. The show felt so real. Because I feel like the people that originally did the experiment did take it seriously, especially for Jamie and Doug to still be together from season 1. I think they did. You can't account for chemistry or, personal attraction and things like that. But for people to actually put effort into, honestly, y'all, like I've been saying this, the show has really fell off since that season with Chris. Like, it just lost all credibility after that. It lost all of its integrity after casting someone like Chris, and then the way that they presented the situation and allowed him to drag Paige throughout their whole ordeal of a marriage that was whatever kind of marriage that was. Just he did it for, I feel like that kind of marked the end of the show. That marked the end of the show's legitimacy, because it was already going downhill, but that was just like, that just set the stage for so much more BS to happen. And I feel like this is another like pivotal moment where this is going to set the stage and set a terrible precedent for the next few seasons. The fact that two of these couples did like a wife swap situation and y'all really didn't reprimand them is going to make people want to do it more. People just going to think, oh, y'all gonna have to separate these people at the honeymoon. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to do it like y'all did it before, and maybe send them at different times. I don't know, but maybe y'all gonna have to keep them separate. I don't know. Michelle knew she wasn't gonna stay with David, but she didn't want to be the bad guy. Exactly. For Michelle, it was more about her feeling they were friends and her ego. Yeah. I think when it came to David, it was more so like, how dare he cheat on me? This bum that living home with his parents. They said they count David and Madison as a part of their success rate, so they can't take it seriously. They said that? Did they really say that? I must have missed that part. But anyway, y'all. That's pretty much all I had to say about the reunion. Yeah, I want to get back to doing my reviews. I didn't even watch this last Love is Blind. I tried to watch a few episodes and it was so boring. I couldn't even keep watching. It was just like, I was so bored. Everybody looked the same. They were having the same conversations. Nobody had any personality to differentiate anyone. Are Armani and Woody the last ones that we can collectively root for? I think so. I love them. I still keep up with them on social media. Any girl chat? I should do girl chat. I wanted to start doing more lives again. I want to start doing lives again. I want to start, get back to doing videos and stuff. So y'all can let me know what y'all want to see. Is there any shows y'all want me to talk about? I haven't seen Paradise, but I heard it was really good. I don't have Hulu, so I'm gonna see if I can find it somewhere else. Because I'm not trying to pay for another streaming subscription. But or I'm gonna see if I can find somebody that'll give me their login info. But because I heard it was good. A lot of people have been talking about Paradise. You need to get into. You keep telling me to get into Married at First Sight UK. I know. But yeah, I get back to Pop the Balloon. I don't know, y'all. Pop the Balloon has kind of jumped the shark for me too. I don't know if I want to get back to watching that. I haven't been watching Ready to Love. I know that's back for another season. I want to watch Temptation Island. Temptation Island does seem like a lot. I've never watched that show, but it seems like it's too much for me. I don't know. I might watch a couple episodes to see. The format is different. Oh, Married at First Sight, Australia. I don't want to make any promises because every time I say I'm gonna watch it, I always forget and I never do. But I've always been told it was good. Excuse me. Pop the Balloon was fun in a group setting, yeah. But it kind of like started to fall flat for me. I do want to catch up on Ready to Love. We'll see. We'll see. If I don't think I'll probably get on here and talk about it, but do you play games like The Sims or anything? No. I do want to get into playing games and stuff though. My boyfriend, my yeah, he plays games and he's trying to get me into playing more games and like streaming and stuff like that. So if I decide to start streaming, I'll let y'all know. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Maybe I'll do a girl chat video tomorrow. See, y'all trying to get me to slip up. Maybe I'll do a girl chat and y'all are tickling me so bad. uh Okay, let me get off here because I'm about to do too much. I promise to update y'all soon. But those who came in the live late, one of my announcements is I am now a loctician, and you know, I'm doing locks now. So I don't know if y'all live in the Huntsville area. If anybody lives in the Huntsville area, y'all come check me out at the lock shop. You can book me online. But yeah, that's kind of one of the things that's been keeping me busy lately. I do want to start doing more like hair content and things like that. So that's something else y'all could be looking forward to. And yeah. Thanks, y'all. Y'all are so sweet. I know y'all are rooting for me. And I really appreciate that. And just all I have to say is stay tuned because I do have some big announcements coming. But I will see y'all in my next video. And I hope y'all enjoyed this one. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.